So, Lisa.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for finding me.
You found me.
You just never know. Okay.
Wait, who friended who? Someone friended somebody.
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay, I can't remember, but we met.
But it happened.
Yeah. So we met on Facebook.
Right.
And then you reached out to me because obviously I put single on my profile.
Correct.
And you are a matchmaker.
Yeah. A high-end
yes.
professional matchmaker.
Yes, you are.
You don't come across them every day, so
no.
you were smart to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, and I said, wow, that would be a great guest. So now that I have this platform,
right.
you know, it's funny. I was in the beginning, I was worried about how I'm going to get guests, and now it just kind of happened naturally.
Yeah,
I found
there's
some
an
friends.
organic. Yeah,
you start with your friends. You know what I mean? But now I'm starting to meet some really interesting people.
Good.
Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about high-end matchmaking.
Right. Well,
Or
just matchmaking in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a confusion out there. There's a difference between dating or dating sites or apps.
Yeah,
and
which
then
I can't stand, and nobody can stand.
No one can stand.
Right.
And the wonderful world of matchmaking, which is completely different.
Personalized.
So one is just filling Friday nights, and throwing paint against a wall and hoping that something sticks. And sure, 1 in a million people you'll hear, oh, we met online or we met on Match.
Right.
Matchmaking is a hand-picked, needle in the haystack situation. We are literally looking for your person. If you were my client or our client, then we are looking for the type of woman that you tell me you desire and see yourself with for the future, and we make that happen. So it's really precise, really efficient, because people are fed up and busy and professional, and you don't want to waste time and money and energy and emotional energy on just dating forever.
It's a service.
It's exhausting.
It's a service. And you're paying for that service just like you would pay for anything else. I think I brought up to you, the comparison of like real estate agents. They make so much money, you know what I mean? For some people say, some people, they do a lot of work, they perform a service, but they get paid very, very well.
Right.
Especially in Chicago, So they could go show a couple houses and make $20,000.
Right.
Now, I saw, and that brings me to price. When I asked you, the first question people are always going to have is,
how much does this cost?
Yeah.
How much does this cost? And that's fine.
And I asked you, and you told me right away. And
of course.
And I was so shocked. I was like, wow. Because I thought you were going to try to sell it more and give me a whole story and why it's valuable and all that crap.
I can do that too.
Right. I'm sure
because it is valuable. and there's nothing else like it. But
love, right? Love is the priceless.
You get what you pay for. In anything. And Selective Search and some higher-end firms are top of the line. This is top of the heap matchmaking, and so you get what you pay for. You can join Match.com for a little amount,
$50 or whatever,
per month, or you can actually retain a luxury firm to do the work.
Right.
And so that money, no matter what it is amortized across, a certain amount of time, that you have retained us to find the love of your life.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. That's what I was going to ask you about. Okay, because you said it starts at like $25K.
Correct.
25 grand.
That's an entry level program. Correct.
Okay. What does that include? Is that like, and then how do you collect it? And then how do you move forward? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get the business stuff out of the way for sure.
Yeah, that I'm really interested in. Like, do you pay like $5 grand as a deposit?
No, it's paid in full up front because we get to work for you right away.
Okay.
You're engaged with us. You're part of our family on day one. And so the work begins. And we're writing documents on your behalf. We're starting the research. We're building your team. We're starting the interviews of the candidate, the person that we might be introducing you to. So, all of that starts right away. So, you retain us and we hit go and we go. So as far as program length, that varies too.
I was going to say, like, what? Are you guys on the hook for 5 years to find me someone?
No.
What if I'm picky as hell?
Again, that's called dating, and you don't hire us to be with us for 5 years. This is efficient. Our clients want efficiency. They want to be meeting the love of their life potentially on the very first match. Wouldn't that be a dream for
Right.
everybody?
Sure.
The typical program length is between 10 months and a year, or 10 months and 15 months. It's all custom. Everything we do is custom tailored. Some of our programs are 6 figures. Wonder if it's a very complex search. Wonder if you're looking for something very particular. Wonder if you're wanting more states involved or potentially an international search.
Right.
So we honestly can do anything, and there's someone out there for everyone. We say there's a lid for every pot. There just is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Millionaire Matchmaker. Did
Uh-oh.
you ever see Millionaire Matchmaker?
Yeah. I mean, it's my business to see that.
Right. I used to watch that years ago. It
Uh-oh.
was fun. I haven't watched it in years, but
A lot of different reality shows based on love and relationships.
sure.
Of course, that sells.
I love them.
This is the real life, very classy version of that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, there's some similarities.
Right. I have a funny story for you.
I'm ready.
You should actually, I have a client for you. Why don't you hit up that girl? There's this girl. I haven't even watched the show. I've just seen her like on Instagram and clips of it on YouTube, Marrying Millions. Have you seen that? Mm-hmm. There's a girl on there, Gentile or something. Her name's Gentile.
I'm sure that's her real name.
Well, I don't know. I think she's Cambodian or something.
Okay.
But she's pretty for her age.
Yeah.
She's real pretty. She's petite, like Asian, like I don't know how tall, but she's 44, 45, and she just put on Instagram, because I followed her Instagram because I thought she was cute. And she put down exactly what she's looking for.
Okay.
Because she ends up getting like kind of famous from the show. And she's like, look, a lot of guys are hitting me up.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm going to put exactly what I'm looking for. And she put like, her requests are just hilarious.
Outrageous. Yeah.
But it's like, everything.
Yeah.
Basically everything. Intelligence, honesty, charitable, owns their own business, must be 6 feet or taller.
Wow.
Prefer to have European citizenship. So she could live part-time in Europe and part-time in Vegas where she lives. Now,
Good luck, Gentile.
Yeah. At 45.
Best of luck to you.
At 45,
she's a woman who knows what she wants.
She's never been married, no kids. So, I mean, time is ticking. And time, when you get older, you see how fast time flies, right?
Right.
And I just think time goes so fast nowadays.
Right.
In my 40s. And I found it funny. And then I actually reached out. I found out a girl that she was friends with on Instagram, and I sent her friend a message, and her friend replied to me. She goes,
"Hey, you never know."
She goes,
"You never know."
I go, "Look, I'm in real estate. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
semi-successful.
Right.
I'm a good guy. I'm single. I'm 45. I just turned 45 in August. And, I go, which, I'd love to meet her." And she goes, "I'm sorry. She's really stuck on the height thing. She won't do."
And the dual citizenship thing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
might have a
even that-
problem with either one of those.
I mean, my father lives in Greece. We could go to Greece whenever.
right,
I've been to Greece
right.
many times. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I did it as a joke, kind of. I really don't. I'm not like in love with this girl from
Right.
afar on TV. It was just kind of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, like the height is a big thing, right?
Not to everybody.
Not well.
We ask. We ask every client, what's your preferred age range? What is your preferred height range? Are you a
but
heightist?
Let me ask this:
Mm-hmm.
guys who have a lot of money in their 40s and 50s. I don't know. You work with all age of people.
Mm-hmm. All ages. Yeah.
So these professionals that, let's say they're doctors or lawyers or, in these really good careers and professions, and they have to be able to afford your services, right? It's it's a good chunk of money to put down.
It's an investment for sure. Yeah.
Don't the men want the beauty and the women want the successful man, the rich man?
No, I think that's all just urban legend. That's just
I don't know.
that's just what people think. Oh, doesn't every 60-year-old guy want a 30-year-old, hot girl?
He doesn't?
No.
Really?
No. No. But even if you run across one and they say that's what they want, deep down, that's really not it. So this is finding someone's love for the rest of their life, and if you're 65, and even if you say or think you want to be with somebody 30, you don't have anything in common.
But what if that's what they want?
Well,
You'll find it?
I don't know. usually that's my job as the vice president, as the onboarder. I'm protecting the brand and making sure that we're taking on searches that we can be successful for.
Right. You have
But
to
it's-
guide them a little bit.
Guide them a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and there's nothing wrong with guiding them. And, usually we're right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the experts in this field. And he's 65, and, does a 30-year-old know who Bob Dylan is? Do they even share the same goals
Right.
in life?
Yeah,
Is he
I know.
retired and she's just starting her? There's so many things and intricacies that go into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you try to guide them to someone where they be in the more similar level in life.
Of course,
So
yeah.
they can enjoy life together, right?
Yeah, enjoy someone's
But it was
grandkids,
just-
enjoy travel, whatever it may be.
Some men might want to start a second family, though.
That happens often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the very successful 54-year-old that's never been married but really wants a biological child. And absolutely,
Yeah.
happy to assist with the right parameters and make that happen.
Yeah.
Or are they willing and open to meeting somebody who already has an established family and, she's got 3 kids in middle school and high school. Is that exciting to him? So you talk through all the details,
Right.
long before we ever sign paperwork or accept somebody. We're hearing from them what it is.
What their heart really wants,
Correct.
what they're really looking
and
for.
what the end game is. Do you want to be married? Do you want to be married again? Are you looking just for long-term commitment? Everybody has a different idea of what commitment looks like.
You have to be very attentive at your job. You have to ask the right questions, right?
Right.
And try to figure out what they really want and what they're really looking
Right.
for.
And they're honest. People are so
Yeah.
completely honest with us. No other way around. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
You're engaging our services to find you your person. You better tell us exactly what you're thinking. And the same goes for the other side of the equation. The person that we're introducing you to, if you were our client, she's equally as honest because this is her future too. So
Right. And wouldn't you say, I would imagine that most of your clients are men.
that is true.
Is that correct? Okay. And then, so the women's side, you would either find from women who approach you guys,
Correct.
or you'd have to go out searching cold, like.
We're executive recruiters. That's on us.
Right.
That's the beauty of it for our clients.
Kind of like, also, I know I brought up like a realtor before, but you're kind of like a headhunter too, right? A little bit.
Exactly.
You're on the phone a lot, right?
Yeah.
Talking to people.
But the firm, Selective Search, has been around for over 2 decades. So if you think about it, the amount of information that we have gathered on high caliber, and I mean that, high caliber individuals, is upward of 250,000 women that we
wow.
already know.
Oh.
And that's a
That's
national,
quite- that's a good
that's that's not in Chicago proper or just downtown Houston. That is
So, like,
all in.
If a guy says, I want, a petite girl, you can type in 5'3" and hundreds of girls will come up, or 5'2" or something.
We can get into the weeds for sure, and that's our job to do so.
Blonde hair, brown hair.
We ask. We absolutely ask.
College educated.
Advanced degrees, MBA, PhD. Sometimes that is preferred
Yes.
for somebody who's in education. He might want
Never
somebody
had kids, all that stuff.
allergic to cats.
Oh.
Where do you travel to? Warm weather, cold weather? You an early riser? Night owl?
No.
See? It matters.
Actually, I think if you're raising kids, it's good to have someone that's a morning person. You know what I mean? Even if the other person is
They
not.
can take the short stick for sure.
Well, I mean, if you're both late
Yeah.
risers, it's gonna be a.
Well, either that or
Bad
teach them
time.
how to cook. The kids. They can get up.
Just find
I'm
the
kidding.
bus.
I'm a mom. I can, yeah.
So you're
can
pretty
joke.
tall.
I am.
Yeah. How tall are you?
6 feet, six
Wow.
even. Mhm.
Was that hard for you to find? You're in a relationship.
I
now.
am.
But was it hard? Is it hard for you to find like potential suitors when you're on the dating scene? Was it hard for you?
No, I can't say I was on the dating scene for very long, so
got
I'm
scooped
lucky.
up
And
quick?
scooped. There's no scooping 6 feet. It's just too hard. But honestly, like my eyes only catch eyes with other people that are 6 feet and taller.
Your heads are above the
We're
crowd,
above. We're up in the clouds.
and all these little heads are below you.
Yeah, right.
And then you just look at
Right.
each other.
Ta-da.
That makes sense.
You never know how it's going to happen. But yeah, no, I got super lucky, and it's been It's been
But
a
you're
great.
not going to date a guy that's 5'8", 5'9". No way.
I haven't in a very long time. That might have been college.
I met a girl that was 6 feet one time, and she was really pretty. And she goes, "You know what I call guys that are 5'9" or shorter?" I go, "What?" She goes, "Friends."
Or nothing. I don't call them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what I'm trying to say is, I believe in everything that you're doing. Does make a lot of sense,
Right.
But there's always kind of that primal thing that's kind of under it all. Mm-hmm. The primal desire,
The search.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the hunt.
That kind
Right.
of thing is kind of like, sometimes I think about that and how much have we really gotten away from that, or how much of that still is in us. We're human beings, right?
No, and it's still there. We don't
We're
get
men.
in the way. Right.
Yeah. I mean, we're men, you're women.
Right.
You know, there's these primal desires that we have, and I just wonder how much, even with all our kind of, the way that we've kind of created these lives to be kind of, ostentatious and fancy and all this stuff, it really does come down to desire. Desire is important, right?
We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that. We live it. There has to be chemistry.
Yeah.
The man is still the hunter, so to
Yeah.
speak. It's in your DNA.
So
you can't get around that.
Do you coach them on the, like,
Yes.
working on the how to attract? Because attraction is different than just meeting up and getting set up on a date.
No, coaching.
You know what I mean?
Coaching is all part of it.
You got to get through that date and create the little, you know what I mean?
You got to get a second date.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, no, our team of matchmakers is second to none. And they are working with their clients ongoing. Some need more coaching than others. Some don't need it at all.
Right.
But that's part of the value, is that you have this third person in the relationship with you.
Yeah.
There's no other situation
An advisor,
that you're going to
yeah.
have an advisor. Or how about an advocate? We're your
Right.
advocate. We're telling her how amazing you are and
yeah.
all the reasons why the two of you should be together.
Right.
So,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's
It's really
invaluable.
cool.
Yeah.
No, it is valuable. Absolutely. My friend Dave hooked up a couple people. Just
Dave the matchmaker.
well, he was on this show a couple shows ago, and
Okay.
he actually did it. He just did it by himself. He hooked up two people.
That's just being a nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Thinking
and he
looking out.
And he ended up at the wedding, and everyone, and he got to brag
cute.
about while he was there.
Right.
And stuff. So he
Right.
really enjoys it as a hobby. And in the Greek culture, there was a guy in Chicago who was called like a fixer. You know what I mean? He would
Right.
try to fix people
Arranged.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a lot of, I think, European or different, actually all cultures probably, there's,
Well, Indian matchmaking is a hot show on Netflix right now.
oh yeah, that's right.
And that's just very common. I mean, it's it's their custom,
Yeah.
to arrange.
And
There's no
sometimes it
different-
works a lot. I'll tell you what, I think it works a lot. Don't you think? Sometimes.
Well, in our situation, it does.
yeah, I'm saying, like, what's your, do you guys have a good track record?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Yeah.
The best in the business
Oh,
by
wow.
far. Yeah, it's an 87% success rate,
Wow.
which is super high, and you actually have to qualify for success. So some other firms might say, well, you made it to the third date. That's success, not with selective search. You have to be either married, engaged, living together, or in a long-term committed relationship the rest.
Wow.
So, yeah, we take it really seriously.
Yeah, a lot of those dating shows, they don't really work. They try them, but they don't really work. They never last. They say,
No,
like at the end of
it's-
the show, they're like, oh, they went out for 3 more times and then they broke up, or The Bachelor,
But that's, again, just throwing two people together in crazy, unusual, fake circumstances.
Right, I know, with
this
cameras
is real,
on 'em.
yeah,
Right.
real life, real vetting, real interviewing.
Yeah.
I get to know each and every client that I bring on board.
Right.
And then when I hand them over and pair them with one of our amazing senior level matchmakers, then they take over and, they're working with the other side of the equation and getting to know all the candidates, the females that might potentially be his person.
Yeah. And like I said before, I think I saw an you guys advertise on the planes?
Yeah.
The airplane, the magazine?
Used to.
Yeah.
now they stripped all seat back pockets of anything that you can touch.
Jeez,
so,
it's so
right
crazy.
now, no.
Right.
But we've been in the airline magazines for, forever.
I know. I remember
decade
seeing when
or
like
more.
I'm going on vacation. I
Yeah.
always see you guys, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I wonder how much it is. I wonder how much it is.
Now you know.
Or It's Just Lunch was a big one. No?
Yeah, no,
Your
that's
competitors.
well, we don't even feel like we have actual
Oh,
competitors.
you're a different level of service. You're more
It's a
full
different
service.
everything. It's a different price point. It's a different program. It's a different level of service, absolutely, and it's a different success rate.
Okay, and how
Far
did
and
you
away.
get into this? Do you mind if I ask you?
Just
Like you just
serendipitous,
heard about it?
craziest thing. I was coming from healthcare. I raised money for a cancer institute in the Chicagoland area. So I am no stranger to helping people live healthy, happy lives. Back then it was, for a different reason altogether, just raising money to get this cancer institute open and and help people survive and thrive with and after cancer.
Where's
so, it's in a suburb in Hinsdale, Illinois,
Okay.
and it is the Amita Cancer Institute is what it's called. And
Oh,
about
yeah.
the time that the ribbon ceremony was happening and we were opening the doors, I just was at a cocktail party randomly and ran into our former CEO, and he just kind of watched my every move and said, "Hey, you, tall girl, you gotta come over here and hear about this." And
He recruited you.
he recruited me. So guess
Wow.
what? We're recruiters, even for our own staff. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
and you
that
liked
was
it, and you enjoyed it. You had fun doing it.
right
you
out of the
love-
gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been years and years, and really, I feel so fortunate to have been found and just kind of plucked out of a crowd. And when it's right, it's right. So one conversation changed the course of my life and maybe others. I have many clients now that are long since married, and some have babies now, and
Wow.
yeah.
And you get on the Christmas card list and stuff?
on the holiday card list. Exactly. That's success, right? If you get a holiday card from somebody or hey, guess what? We're pregnant, a little sonogram picture or whatever.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Nothing better.
Yeah. That is cool. I guess you can't go really too personal. I wouldn't want you to put
You mean into people or
like
clients?
some of your success stories that were maybe an interesting story or
Yeah.
something. Or what do you think is something that might
There's been some really unusual ones.
have you been surprised? Like something maybe that surprised you, or someone maybe thought they were looking for something, but then end up finding.
Well, that happens, and that is just outrageous and so fun to watch. Our matchmakers just do their thing and work their magic. And somebody thinks, that they have to have this certain type of person. And the more that our matchmakers get to know him, they know
You're right.
that there's somebody else for him. And they'll just slyly say, well, how about you take a look, and of course, then that's the one.
Wow.
But
Yeah, because people sometimes think they want something, but then they don't
Right.
know. But then you're right.
Right.
I know what you mean. That happens a lot, yeah, in real estate too, and in a lot of different kind of sales.
they get just stuck in that box. They've got like some kind of imaginary checklist, and then men will call and say, well, there's an equation where you take half your age and add 7, or, and that's the age of the person that I'm supposed to be with. And, you just want to say, oh my gosh, get over yourself.
But men do tend to want younger,
They tend to.
and women
yeah,
tend
and
to
that's
want
fine.
taller, a little older, maybe more successful. I mean, these are stereotypes, but they are kind of.
It's a starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a start to the conversation. But, it's fun to see other situations come together and stick, and the happily ever after. I had a client that lived in a remote area outside of Wichita. So that Wichita alone is remote, but this guy lived outside of. And he just kept saying, Lisa, no one is going to come to this area.
He was your client, and
He
wanted
was my
love,
client,
but he
yeah.
didn't want to leave that area. He had like a farm or something, or a business there.
It was oil, so that, there's a lot of oil out there in West Kansas.
That's a pretty good
all right,
business.
And so our matchmaker, started working with them and had a female in mind for him. And this woman did not want to meet him. She just was like, I'm not meeting him, and there's no way I'm moving to that, whatever.
on.
Well, they're married. So guess what? She pushed just a little bit, got 2 people together that really didn't want, to get together.
Wow.
And really, they were married within a year. And now they live someplace altogether different, not in his place or her town. They've built something that works for both of them.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think people can get in their own way and kind of think, oh, this is never going to happen for me. Or,
But she said no, even after seeing pictures of him and stuff. Like,
yeah, I think she had seen a picture, and it just didn't do it. But still, there's so much more to it.
Yeah,
You gotta let love have a chance.
I totally agree. agree. And listen, I think this whole and you just kind of sparked something that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
This image-based society that we've created, especially with the phones, it's completely image-based. And I want to kind of wake people up and be like, guys, these are just images. It's not real. It's not real connection. That's why I would try to don't even get me started on Bumble. I hate Bumble so much. I don't know how they make money. Like, they advertise on the NBA floor. You know what I mean? The court. The basketball court.
Right.
So they're making money. And I just can't believe how they're making money. Every girl I talk to is like, I can't believe I'm back on Bumble. I hate it. And just like, it's a torture nightmare. Yeah.
No, I know.
And you're judging people off their images, which is okay. I guess you could see something in a person and be like, oh, I mean, for sure, cute girls, you want someone that's attractive. But God, I wanted to get into the real world so often, and sometimes maybe I was a little quick maybe to ask about it, but what's the big deal? Like, we're gonna meet, and if we like each other, we like each other. If we don't, we don't. Who cares?
Right.
Let's just do it.
Right.
I felt there was just I really didn't like it at all. And then you have to chat and what are you into? Oh, you're into this? Oh, you have a dog? Oh, you have two brothers and sisters? Like, I was like, let's just meet and see if there's chemistry first.
We definitely push for the meeting.
Yeah.
Texting and phone calls can only go so far. And if it gets too far down that road, you've lost really, that chance to...
I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I can kind of tell... I've been single for a while. I can tell off of feedback if someone's interested, if we're going to end up meeting or if we're not.
Right.
I can tell when they're being polite and when they're blowing me off. Right. And when they're not.
But wouldn't it be nice not to have to go through any of that?
Yes.
And that's, again...
Listen, your service is very tempting to a lot of people. I think that's probably why you guys are successful and why you can charge what you do.
I think at a certain point in your life... it's worth the investment, because your time is money, and time is the one thing that you can never get back, right? I mean, you're as young as you're going to be today. You can't get that back. You're not going back to 42, you're
freaking me out.
Sorry. All positive.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Vibes
I don't care
from a matchmaker. But eventually the swiping and poking and texting,
images,
all of it. It just gets
images.
To be a colossal waste of time.
Yeah, and then when they show up, they're not even they don't even look like their images a lot of the time.
Right.
So, or the images might be old, or they're getting that
100% they're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's not real.
Right. So this is real.
Yeah.
So when you become the client, you're seeing presentations of every single person that we have in mind for you. So you're seeing pictures, and they must be within 6 months. So these are up-to-date pictures. She's still blonde. She's still a size 2. She's still a nurse in a NICU somewhere. Whatever we're telling you is current. There's never been a surprise where you go meet somebody and she doesn't look like the pictures that we presented to you.
Right. I'm not saying that's the most important thing either. I mean, they don't have to,
Well, you don't want to feel like you've been bait and switched,
and
that's how you feel when you show up at Starbucks. And
if it's like a little slightly different, or maybe someone that was less attractive in the pictures, you might be more attracted to in real life than the person you were totally attracted to in the pictures. You might not be attracted to them in real life.
Well,
so there's all that, there's all that nonverbal communication and all that, what about sense of humor? Hello? How are you going to get that from a photo? You know what I mean?
Right. But we present you with a biography too. So you're reading up a complete dossier on her. And the humor might come across in that, what she does in her spare time, is there charitable endeavors, how many dogs does she have? Just things that might spark your interest, and you can go from there. But no, nothing replaces an actual face-to-face interaction, even if you're 6 feet apart on the first date or whatever it may be. It's still, that's still the way to go.
Do you have people worried about the COVID
Of course,
thing?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, no, our clients and our candidates, but really everyone is smart and educated, but everyone's also healthy and smart about taking this seriously. But that's also another thing is that if the client happens to be a believer, that it's not as serious or
Politics. I was going to
politics.
ask you
Yeah.
about
I mean,
that.
maybe he's really conservative and if he's a pro-Trump and
That could, I don't know. Do
maybe
you think-
doesn't
do-
believe,
yeah.
then he might request to only meet somebody like-minded. And, when it gets
Is that something you take into consideration?
absolutely,
Seriously? Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you heard about that famous couple that's completely on the opposite
James
side?
Carville, yeah. And of
So
course
that's
it
rare.
can work.
It's rare though, right?
Right. Well, and nowadays there seems to be more of an extremity either direction versus just middle of the road or
yeah, right.
I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. It seems to be I'm way over here or I'm way over there.
Mm.
But we leave it up to you, as the client, you're telling me what you're open to.
Right.
And a lot of people are still very open, as long as there's mutual respect. Some people even like the banter, and maybe that's the case that you talk about. Maybe it's kind of fun to do some healthy debates.
I like
It's
it.
personal. It's personal.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to do a GoFundMe, Angel, for you, just so we can document every step of the way.
A GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for her services.
So
Our own
raise-
reality show,
Oh, it'd
right?
be amazing.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to deal with me. I could drive you crazy probably.
Oh my gosh. No, our matchmakers can handle you.
Yeah. No. I'm being, I'm joking around, but I think it'd be fun to meet people where you didn't have to play that online game. I think it'd
no
be
games.
I think
So
it'd be so
refreshing.
nice.
Yeah.
Because you have people working on it for you.
Yeah, and that's what we
And-
say, outsource,
Yeah, it's
outsource
it's
it.
interesting.
Right, hand it over. The minute that you become our client and we're welcoming you into our family, you never have to think about your love life again. And what a relief that is to people, just to know that we got you.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's all good things coming your way, and you don't have to do it. You don't have to waste any precious time taken away from maybe your kids. If you're a divorced dad and you only get the kids on certain nights a week, you're not going to go out on some bad Bumble date instead of being with your kids. So, no, it's something.
What's the best way to reach you if someone wants to get a hold of you? Go to selectivesearch.com or something?
It's selectivesearch.com/Lisa, Lisa.
Okay.
So make sure you add my name to that and you'll be reaching me directly. And then, we talk the talk and see if it's a good fit for you and talk more about your preferences in a partner. But it's also getting to know you as an individual. And that's really the first part of the interview is learning about your family and your parents and your upbringing and, where you went to college, if you went on to get, other degrees. And, then we roll into what your criteria looks like for your future partner and the person that we'll be looking for. But yeah, selectivesearch.com/Lisa.
How do you judge the difference in the tiers? Like the tiers of your cost for your services? Like why is one $25K and one's $100K, let's say?
It's all about the complexity level or what the particular client is requesting. So some of our clients might have multiple residences. So maybe his primary is in Chicago, but he also has a mountain home and maybe something down in Florida. So then obviously if he's splitting time between 3 regions, then maybe we're doing a broader search. That is more expensive. That is obviously adding value and opportunity, but it's obviously more time on our matchmaking staff to research and vet and, find people in all these different markets.
The time.
Yeah, and some of our more complex searches might want to and prefer to work directly with our founder and her founder's team. And there is unparalleled results and time and
the founder of the company is still part of the company.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Barbie Adler founded the company and she is
that's where I saw the name.
Correct. Yeah.
On the
she is our
airline
founder,
magazine,
she is our president, and she is in charge of all lovemaking and oversees all matchmaking and definitely has a hand in on every search. But some people enjoy working directly with her. And that is a different level when you've got the founder of the company
Oh yeah, for sure.
making your matches for you.
That's big time.
Yeah, no, she serves as director of strategy, and it's quite spectacular. And of course, the results are fantastic. But every search that we accept, we already have a very good feeling that we're going to be successful for you. So there's kind of a sigh of relief, weight lifted off your shoulders feeling when we say yes and you say yes and we welcome you in.
Who thinks about the dates? Does the guy design the date, or do you guys design the date?
If they ask for help, we
The guy does it. He
It's,
okay.
hey, chivalry's not dead, and you talked about it for a second. You still want to be the man.
Yeah,
You want to
right, you wanna
be the
pursue,
hunter.
yeah.
You want to pursue.
Absolutely.
So even our female clients, the man still calls her, no matter who he is. I mean, that's just part of the DNA, the
Gotcha.
makeup of a man and a woman.
Right.
So if it's somebody, though, say I was introducing you to somebody in a different market, she's from Nashville and you're flying down to Nashville potentially to meet her, maybe you do want some help in planning that date, or restaurants, or, a museum, or a concert that's happening, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know
we
Nashville at
absolutely.
all.
No, the concierge services.
But I know there's beautiful girls down in Nashville. Beautiful.
There are beautiful girls everywhere.
I know.
You just don't.
But
You just don't have any
Nashville's-
luck finding them, I guess.
I find them here and there. But what was I going to say? Oh, value. That's
Yeah.
such an interesting word. Don't you think a lot of here's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think it's still about the lovey-dovey feeling, or it is about what kind of value the person is bringing into the other person's life? Or are they both factors? Or
They are both, absolutely. Yeah, both are factors. Because the majority of our clients are men, we get it. There's a physical attraction component to this that you have to have. So, yes, there's the physicality, the attraction, that guttural feeling, that I think we call chemistry, that you just know you have a physical attraction towards somebody. So that has to be in play.
yeah.
And we talk about intimacy. We talk about, adoration and public display of affection, and what may be important to one person isn't so much. I'm sure you've heard of the 5 love languages. Have you read that book?
No.
No.
I have not.
Oh, well, now we know.
I'm a man.
Now we
have not read the 5 love languages book.
Well,
I wouldn't.
you're welcome. That's a pretty good tip right there. So everybody has.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
You take a quick quiz, and everybody has different ways that they appreciate being loved, that they like to be loved. Physical attraction is one. Maybe you prefer gifts, gift giving, acts of service, time, or words of affirmation. Attentiveness, right. So there are different ways that people like to.
Words of affirmation.
Right. You like people to tell you that. Compliments, or you like being told that I love you every day, or, whatever. It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that.
Or what else? Like
Nope,
intimate.
there are only 5.
Oh, those are the 5?
Yeah.
Oh, what are they again?
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Meaning you unload the dishwasher, take the trash out, leave a little note on her pillowcase when you go out of town.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, what's
Time.
Time. Okay.
Some people are so busy that they forget that their spouse.
Listen, that's interesting you said that, because I can't date someone who's like so career oriented that she doesn't care about relationship, because I'm not that career oriented. I don't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, having money is important, but I'm just saying it's not the only thing I think about all the time.
That makes you tick.
Some people and women, they just are too career oriented and they don't have any time.
Climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, chained
so
to their
that
desk.
is interesting that you said that. So then the third one was?
Gifts, gift giving.
Gifts.
Some people
Compliments.
feel love because you give them actual physical gifts. And then the last 2 is words of affirmation, meaning you tell them, you speak to them. You tell them how great they look, or that you love them. Or
I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then physical.
Gift giving is not big for me. The physical.
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Touch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, go order that book on Amazon.
No.
Little uptick in sales for them.
Red flags. Are those an issue?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
of course.
everybody's got deal breakers as well. But
Like smoking or
correct. Yeah.
pets.
Yeah.
I don't know, kids could be.
Yeah,
Like
if you're
some
60
guy-
and your kids are
yeah.
off to college or out of the house.
They don't want to raise kids again. Yeah.
They do not. Or they don't want an ex still involved, in drama.
Oh, God.
If all that hasn't been resolved.
I've dealt with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Smoking is a big one. Like sedentary lifestyle. Everybody wants somebody who's healthy and active, sense of humor.
But you can't watch any TV, or can you watch TV a
Oh
little
no, you can watch TV, and we get into all the Netflix series.
Because I like to watch
I take
TV
crazy
sometimes.
notes all day long. I learn about all kinds of new series on TV to watch.
Okay.
Red flags, sometimes.
Do you search like if they've been in prison, incarcerated?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we ask and search. Oh no, yeah, that's
Gotcha.
important. Yeah, felonies, DUIs.
Neck tattoos,
That is a question. I
face
ask.
tattoos.
Well, I'm looking at everybody. If I can't meet them in person, we're video chatting for the interviews. So yeah.
Odor.
Yeah, or even, sometimes sound of someone's voice is like nails on a
yeah.
chalkboard.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Definitely.
a podcaster, like tonation of voice is
Absolutely.
important to a lot of people.
Howard Stern did a whole episode where he couldn't get over how the girls on The Bachelor all had that kind of worn out, kind of what is it? It sounds like it's burnt, like the throat is burnt. It's
Like they've just
it's
smoked
I really like where you are, right? I'm not feeling like he was imitating it, and he had clips, and it was
Oh
so
my gosh, one
funny.
after another.
Yeah, and some of the people were really doing it.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking clearly is a big thing for me.
it is.
I've
And
tried-
precisely, yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Not completely precisely, but communication is big for me. I've dated a couple girls who were foreign, and so are my friends, and I've seen them. It could be a struggle, you know what I mean? If the communication's not there, don't you think?
There's not a person I talk to on a daily basis that doesn't put open communication on the
Yeah.
top of their list. You just can hardly put one step forward unless
Yeah.
you can talk the talk.
Yeah.
Even the hard stuff, and that's usually what takes it past a certain level. If you can really confront the more difficult topics, whatever it may be, it's nothing smooth sailing. We're not getting out of this without a little drama.
What do you do when the guy wants to? He had a great time on the date. You know what's coming, right?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm happy to say that's not my problem.
Oh, you're.
I am not
you're
not your
not-
matchmaker.
Oh.
But wow, are they gifted? They
Yeah,
are
because
gifted.
they might have to encourage the girl to go out with him one more time.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give him a
If-
second chance.
If they feel strongly about it and know that maybe he was just really nervous or she was just really nervous or something, crazy and,
But
rainstorm or
not after the second time. That's it. They don't go.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that definitely happens. We hope that it doesn't and that it's, a great match and they can't wait to see each other again. But listen, it's not going to be perfect every time.
Yeah.
But you don't become our client and just have one shot. We are teeing this up and getting you up to bat with some amazing women over the course of
Yeah.
a year or,
Right.
or whatever we put together for you. So
Is there a time frame on the
sure,
contract?
of course. Oh yeah, there's a
is.
start and finish to every contract in this
Oh,
world.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't want this dragging on forever.
Okay.
That's called dating on your own. that's called online.
Right.
That you can drag out forever.
For
No.
sure.
How long of
no.
a time frame do you think Angel's got?
I need the
Let's see.
2-year
You said
plan.
he's 45. I think that GoFundMe page just doubled.
Oh shit.
I'm kidding. Nah, you'd be a piece
no,
of cake.
I-
Our
a year is-
matchmakers would
a
have
year-
you in love in no time.
Wow.
No time. It'd be fun.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I got to get my credit cards good.
We take credit cards.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, of course.
sure you
of
do.
course, of course.
Well, yeah. So,
He's
what
all
else are we
embarrassed
gonna
now.
talk? Yeah, embarrassed. I'm turning red. What else can
I'll
we
vouch
talk
for
about?
that.
What else can we talk about? Is this the first podcast you did, or you've been
No,
interviewed
I've
many
actually,
times?
usually I'm the interviewer.
Oh,
I am
right.
interviewing so
The
many
client.
individuals on a weekly basis, but no, I've done other podcasts. The world of matchmaking, it's not every day you meet a matchmaker. There are only so many
Yeah.
around the United States. And so even cocktail parties that I guess I used to go to, it's not really a very social moment in
Right.
time, but
It'll get there. Next year we'll be fine.
for
after
sure.
spring.
But when you go to a party and it's, you're in a circle and you're talking
Oh,
about
God,
banking
everybody
or real
wants to talk
estate, and
about
all of
it.
a sudden, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a matchmaker. Well, forget it. That's
Oh, yeah.
where the conversation's going.
I
Because I
know,
don't
that's-
care if you're
Yeah.
the CEO of Boeing or anything else. You quickly want to hear
I love it.
about relationships, and it's innate in us. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to talk about love and
Attractiveness. Attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Love. Oh, man. I love talking about it, too. I like it.
I know.
do.
You asked me right away to be on your podcast, and
Well,
I said yes quickly too, because
I
it's
just
fun to get the info out there.
Yeah, I just love observing it, learning about it. I'm a
Yeah.
bit of a voyeur. I like to see what people are doing, and other people do too. That's why we follow these famous people.
Sure.
That's why when someone breaks up, like Brangelina or something, people are shocked. They're
Right.
like, how could...
Right, they're perfect. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be for. No
So-
one's perfect. Everybody's got their skeletons.
That's what's so interesting
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Is that like, wow, they're still human. They still have those. You're still dealing with someone that's not in your body, that has their own brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're trying to connect with them. And
Yeah.
that's what interests me, like connection and why do some marriages last and some marriages don't? And, so I've never
I
been
hear
married.
all those stories too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I have too.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Because I've dated women that have been married, and I've met, I've had friends that have been I have friends that are still happily married, and I have friends that are not happy. You know what I mean? So
Well, we have clients that have been married once, twice, and then maybe widowed, or you never know
Sure.
the combination. Relationships in life take a lot of different
Terms.
forms.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you can't discount somebody because he's been married twice, or, you just don't know the circumstance.
Yeah.
And it's fun too when people call us and they seek us out to help them, to assist in their search. They've done the work. They're great people and are really committed to finding a future partner. So that makes it easy too, just knowing that they're committed to love.
Right. Their intentions are on the right track.
Their intentions for long-term commitment are on the right track. It's
Right.
not for players.
Right.
Nope.
Gotcha. I guess I don't know. Anything else you want to mention? We had a good
run.
Yeah, pretty lengthy
Yeah,
talk.
there might be a part 2 to this.
I'm sure we're going to, I'd love to do it again if you're interested. I'm sure people are going to want to hear it from you again and want you back. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and being here in person.
Of course. How quick an hour goes by. My gosh.
I know.
Crazy.
And let's
Do
talk
it again.
soon.
Until next time.
Until next time. Okay.
I love it.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Angel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.